What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about Dragon Ball Super Episode 89. Before I get into the review, I have a lot of videos coming up, so I'm just going to list them off real quick. My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, those will both be out tomorrow. They're really late. I am sorry. I had family stuff and friend stuff. Real life shit you don't care about. But they're definitely still worth talking about, as I thought the My Hero Academia episode was really good. And I haven't even seen the Attack on Titan episode yet, but I know what happens in the manga, saw the episode preview. It's going to be fucking insane as far as Attack on Titan goes. So those will both be out tomorrow. Then the day after that, I'll have a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 review out. I do apologize about my movie review consistency this year. I mean, if you guys even care that I review movies, since I'm primarily an anime channel, but still, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, definitely going to happen. Definitely going to watch it, definitely going to review it. And today, unless I have to postpone it for whatever reason, if I postpone it, you can expect it the day after Guardians of the Galaxy, but it should be out today. I'm going to be doing a discussion video about Dragon Ball on the recent spoiler that came out for episode 93. I normally don't follow this stuff, I just kind of happened upon it, and I normally don't make videos about this stuff, obviously, but this is a big fucking deal with a lot to talk about. Not going to say what it is here, because it is a spoiler, and if it does come out today, I'm not going to put in like a crazy spoilery thumbnail or anything, but I will say, don't watch that video, whether it comes out today or at the end of the week, if you don't want to be spoiled. With all that shit out of the way, let's talk about Dragon Ball Super Episode 89. We got Roshi and Tien chilling at Tien's dojo. He's training people. That's really cool. I think it's really cool that he's his training instructor. I think that's badass. We see him trying to teach them how to power up and how to tap into their ki, which is really interesting. None of these guys can really do it. They're still probably beginners, or they suck. I don't know. Whatever, they can't do it. That's the point. And Goku ends up showing up, and he asks Tien to join. He says, no, I don't really want to abandon the dojo. I'm training these guys. And Tien's like, yeah, but money. And Tien's like, yeah, but no, I don't want money. And then Roshi's there. And he's bummed out because there's no chicks. Typical Roshi. And then this chick shows up. And she looks good. I'm not going to lie. She does look pretty damn good. But Roshi's perving on her is pretty uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. He's usually fine, a touch here or there. It's sexual harassment, of course, but anime is different. They treat it like a joke. It's not that big of a deal, really. It happens all the time in these shows, and whatever. Cultures, that kind of shit. But in this episode, in this case, yeah, it was kind of uncomfortable. The shit he was saying, it wasn't treated seriously. It was still treated like a joke, and I'm not going to get, like, offended by it or anything. I can kind of just brush it off, but yeah, it was much. Even for Roshi, it was much. This was, like, some of the worst cases of it in filler from back on DBZ and shit. Like, this was, yeah, not a fan. And the only other negative I can think of is that Tien kind of gets the shaft in his own episode. I mean, this is kind of the Tien comeback episode where he joins the team, and there's really not much of him in it. I mean, he's in the episode, and he is cool, and it's cool that he's like the bigger man at the end of the episode and lets Yurine join the fucking dojo, but yeah, I don't know, he didn't really do much, didn't show off any crazy skills, hasn't really shown off that he's training or anything. Roshi kind of punks him. Of course, Roshi was under the spell, so he's going to be lashing out at Tien with full power, while Tien kind of wants to hold back to not hurt Roshi, and that's obviously going to be implied, and that's going to be a thing, that's going to be a factor, but still, he got punked pretty hard. I'm not saying it's a power scaling issue, it's just, he got punked. He got the raw end of the deal in his own comeback episode, which is kind of disappointing. Now, it does look like we're going to see him next week, and he's going to be sparring with, like, Piccolo and Gohan and Goku, so, I mean, we might see him do some cool shit there. Of course, in the preview, he is. The only time we see him is when he's getting his ass kicked again, so that's maybe not a good argument, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he does in that episode. It is only a 30-second preview, and just to get that out of the way, Shimanuki's art next week. Oh my god, dude, did you see the... I'm more of an animation guy, personally. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, artwork can be pretty, but, like, dude, the art was insane. Like, I'm just gonna give full credit there, even though I have more of a preference towards the animation being good rather than the art. That was still fucking awesome. But getting back to the episode at hand, Tien getting shafted, really the only other negative besides Roshi being too pervy, and it's really only in that one scene. After that, when he's actually fighting her, he's pretty serious, and then he gets the panty shot, and he's like, being Roshi, and that's fine. That's typical Roshi. That whole little fight they had was pretty cool, him dodging and all that. That was fun. It's just that one scene where they took it way too far, in my opinion. And then Goku's Kamehameha was a little over the top, considering all he did was burn off the fucking talisman, but it looked pretty cool. It was a well animated episode. It had pretty good artwork overall. There were some iffy spots here and there, but I can't be too hard on an episode with the indented cheek shading. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just go into the episode, and it's like when Tien first gets told about Yurine and he like turns around and looks at her. That's a perfect example of where you see the cheek shading is indented on the face to make it look like a more defined face rather than just drawing the line curving up, which gives it a more rounded approach. I don't mind the rounded approach, but I've really taken a liking to that indented cheek shading, and if you want to see it more in detail, just go back to like the Boo Saga, Android Saga. It's all over the place. That was just a part of the character designs back then, and not very many supervisors use it nowadays because Tadayoshi Yamamura's character designs don't have it, and it's really cool. I really like that, just that subtle detail in the artwork, so I kind of don't want to be too hard on an episode that has that throughout it, but yeah, there were some iffy spots in terms of artwork, but overall, it was a well-supervised episode. Not sure who did it, actually. I know Shimanuki uses indented cheek shading, but it definitely wasn't him, and plus he's doing next week's episode, which, did I mention how fucking good next week's episode looks? But I'm joking, but, you know, it does look really good. But that's enough rambling about cheek shading, even though it is really cool looking. That's the episode of Dragon Ball Super. I thought it was like a 7.5 episode. It's good. Roshi was cool in the second half. Pretty cringy and uncomfortable in the first half. Tien was okay. I wish he had done more. Good animation, pretty good artwork. Pacing was perfectly solid. It was a good episode overall. I just thought Roshi was a little much and Tien was a little disappointing, but it's like a 7.5 episode of Dragon Ball Super. There's one last thing to mention that I almost forgot, and it's actually a really fucking important part of the episode. Kaba does get Caulifla he recruits her, basically. I was fucking up my words, but yeah. He recruits Caulifla. He shows her the Super Saiyan form. She thinks, oh, I can get even stronger with that. That's cool. And we see her. It's not a redesign. We do have her. She is standing there in the background, the original female Broly. She's looking like depressed and kind of shy. But she's there. They are two separate characters, and she is there, and that's really cool. I was kind of hoping she was redesigned just because I really like the Caulifla character design, and that's not because she's like fan servicey or anything. The hair is really badass. I like the look of the personality. When I was speaking design, I meant personality as well. I should have probably said her personality, but yeah, she's designed really well. And yeah, it would have been cool if she was the female Broly, but we still have the female Broly. She's there, so two female Saiyans. That's an interesting little twist, and yeah, that was an interesting part of the episode that I thought I needed to throw in there, but still a 7.5. Still just a good episode, but it was nice to see more Universe 6 stuff thrown in there, good story progression there. And the last bit of story progression to really talk about is the fact that the team is there. We have all 10 members, the team is assembled. Or is it? Check out that spoiler video if you want to know what I'm talking about. But that's all I have to say. So what'd you guys think of this episode of Dragon Ball? That was such a dick move. What'd you guys think of this episode of Dragon Ball Super? Go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. Go give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you like what you've seen here, click that little bell to get notifications of when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.